If I defend myself, I am attacked. There's so much beautiful stuff in this. It's just absolutely mind-blowing to the extent in which, if you're really understanding it, really taking it in the fashion that what it's talking about, no, it's not just, yes, if I defend myself, obviously I'm attacked, right? I would only defend myself if I am being attacked. But we take it to the extent, and this is something that resonates in my mind often, that if I defend myself, I am attacked. It is more so saying that you are believing and accepting that you are a weakling, right? You're pathetic. You're going to die. You're going to suffer, and you're going to lose out. Which means that you, justifiably, I'm sure, believe in the body and have this experience of the physical world. You need to protect it. Yes, the body's going to die. You're going to want to do what it takes to keep it alive, right? So that's perfectly acceptable. But if you're a god, it's not. If you're coming to know yourself as the Son of God, it's not acceptable. To have this idea of weakness, it is interfering with you recognizing who you are. Now, there's a point in this that I love, absolutely love this. As I said, there's so many great things. I can't even take them all out right now. But in the sense of where it does mention that it answers a different kind of question. A different kind of question. It's not talking about your safety. It's not talking about anything that's really going on at all. It's talking about a different kind of question that hopefully you're going to discover the answer of. And it doesn't mention what that question is, does it? But I can give you kind of an inkling, a little bit of what that question is, and it has to do with knowing who you are. It couldn't be simply as that. Who am I? And to actually answer that question is not in context, it is in experience. It is the actual experience. So maybe the context of the experience, but not in intellectual information, conceptual words and such. So as much as I talk about it and can talk about it, it's likely that you're more likely to defend yourself, might even have turned this off already. Some of you, I'm sure, have, because I said that you were a god. And so to defend yourself is essentially silly for a god. I mean, unless that's what it wants to do. And that's kind of where it all goes, is that everything that you have made yourself in this world out to be, all the, say, patheticness that you've been dealing with in your life that you are, and we can admit it, it's okay, we're all, as bodies, are pathetic. These bodies suck. We can just admit it. And it's okay. I don't care if I don't sound spiritual right now. These bodies suck. They do. I mean, they're pretty amazing. Yes, they're amazing. I couldn't make one, right? I couldn't make one. They're amazing, but they suck. You know it, you feel it. And the pain, right? You feel it. Ay, this thing sucks. But to a god, the defense is meaningless. Makes absolutely no sense. In fact, that as you have developed the world and made it all these different variations of protecting yourself, is because you've made more and more beliefs about your world. And you've put yourself in this prison. That sucks. You've made this world the way it does, the bodies the way they do, the things that they say, and the stumbling that they often have occur. But to who you actually are, you need no defense. You're all powerful. There's nothing here that can harm you. There's nothing here that can touch you. And the only thing you can say, really, to anyone that seems to be dying. He said, I'll see you again. And it's interesting because I wanted to state that a little differently as I started the sentence, but to remind them and yourself that we are eternal beings. And we will always be eternal beings regardless of how many problems and difficulties, how many deaths that seem to occur. An eternal being has nothing to do with the form, and it is so far out of the comprehension of form that it has nothing to do with what is strengths and weaknesses. That you can overcome absolutely anything and everything simply by giving up yourself, letting go of what you think is right, and essentially following that guidance of what you are, of who you are. Eventually you will discover who you are. The first step beyond yourself is the Holy Spirit, spiritual universe. And so you actually recognize yourself as a spiritual being, a soul. So in that, when you are following guidance, you're learning to find what guidance is until you recognize it as yourself. Now, don't do that prematurely, because until you really are there, it's going to be frustrating still. So you're following guidance in the sense of not putting it, not taking, okay, let's phrase this right. Not in a sense that you're concerned with everything, but in a way in which you are no longer looking to your past for answers. You're not looking to what you've known for answers and what to do. And your only concern is right in this moment. That even as it states, you have everything you need right in this moment. Right in this moment. Maybe not for your intellectual goals of what you think you need, blah, blah, blah. No. But to survive and to be happy, you have everything you need. And we're even talking about, say, on your deathbed. You seem to be suffering and dying. You have everything you need to be happy, and that you are always taken care of. There's a beautiful statement that I remember when I first started having two-way communications with what I refer to as God. And it sticks with me today. Of course, it uses masculine pronouns as it is talking to me as well, and how I understood reality. As my mind completely went silent, as if there was nothing else, like waves in an ocean crashing, became still, and my mind was just absolutely silent. There was this booming voice in my mind that said, "Be not afraid, my son, for I am with thee, and I will always be with thee until thee are with me." Using that wonderful little quotation, I like to recognize that it's all about perception that changes. It's only perception that changes. God is not far off. God is not something else. God is what is within you and the entirety of all existence. It is right here, right now. And you're on this experience, you're discovering the answer to who you actually are.